Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to Real Estate Advice. In today's episode, you'll learn about final walkthrough tips that you can use right now. My name is Andrew Finney. Please consider me your real estate geek. I'm always here to help. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or you simply want to drop me a line and say hi, my contact info is below. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. So let's go ahead and get into final walkthrough tips by first outlining what is a final walkthrough. The final walkthrough comes normally between 1 day and 3 days in advance of whenever you get ready to close on your new home, and that gives you an opportunity to actually confirm that the condition of the home is in the same condition as when you made the offer on the house and after you had the home inspected. Now, a pro tip here is after you have the home inspected and you submitted your repair request to the seller is actually have your home inspector go back out and verify that all of those items that that the seller agreed to repair are actually completed. And the next opportunity is actually kind of a no-brainer here, where you actually can make sure that the seller vacated the home. So normally you're doing a buyer walkthrough 1 day to 3 days in advance of your actual closing. And you definitely want to do it before the closing date. Don't wait until the last minute when you're getting ready to go to the title office, sit down and sign your closing documents to do the final walkthrough. You absolutely don't want to do that, because if something's not done correctly, if the repairs weren't done, if there were other issues with the property, or it wasn't as you had agreed upon whenever you made your offer, then it's going to be very, very difficult to be able to delay the closing, because your lender may not have approved a delayed closing, and doing that on the last day of escrow could cause a lot of headaches and a lot of issues on closing day. So do your final walkthrough before the actual closing date to verify that everything is the same as when you made the offer and after the home inspection had been completed. The next thing that you want to be prepared for is to take your mobile phone with its actual charger. And the reason that you'd want to do that is you want to just go ahead and verify that all the outlets are working. Now, obviously your home inspector would have already checked this, and it should be a no-brainer at this point that everything's working just fine. But just to be doubly safe, you can do that and actually bring in your phone charger and just go outlet to outlet, verifying that everything's working correctly. Another pro tip here is generally whenever you see an upside down electrical outlet, so in other words where you see the third prong on the top as opposed to the bottom, generally that means that that is a floor outlet and a switch on the wall actually operates it. So keep that in mind. It can be very helpful whenever you're wondering why the plug doesn't work. So then the next thing that you want to look for is leftovers. Now sellers can be in a rush to get out of the house, as you can imagine, and maybe they didn't take the move completely serious until after the appraisal report came back in, and they've only been planning the move for 1 to 2 weeks, since that normally takes place somewhere in the middle of your closing process. Now, if that was the case, they might have been in just a dead hurry, and they might have intended to clean things a little bit better than they did to turn over the house to you, but you want to check that fridge and check for leftovers, because sometimes there could be some smelly stuff in there that you don't want in there, and you want to grab a garbage bag real quick and throw it out. Another thing that a lot of professional real estate agents like to do is, depending on the house and depending on the circumstances, you know, we're happy that sometimes as a closing gift have a maid service come in and actually clean the house for you. Now, in the purchase offers that I write for a lot of my clients here in Las Vegas, I actually write into the offer the house to be professionally cleaned prior to close of escrow to make sure that the buyers have a fresh and clean home to walk into, and they don't have to worry about cleaning it before they move their own stuff in. So the last thing that you want to do is clean your new house before you even move your stuff in. So it's one of those things that can make a big difference when you get ready to close. Now, the other thing is be prepared for a surprise. Normally, there's going to always be a surprise at a final walkthrough. When you looked at that home, especially if it was either professionally staged or it had the seller's belongings inside of it, anything short of a vacant home, you're going to get a surprise. And the reason being is that you might have seen a television mounted up on the wall, or you might have seen a couch over in the living room, and maybe it had a rug or a carpet underneath it, or perhaps it was just a solid surface floor. When you take all that stuff out, you're going to start noticing some imperfections that you didn't see before. Whenever draperies and stuff come off the windows and there's just blinds, if the house that you purchased have blinds or window coverings on them, then what you're going to see is maybe the sunlight hitting the house in a different way. So little imperfections you're going to notice. If they had stuff on the wall, there may be holes left behind from where they had screws or nails put into the wall. Expect these things to happen. They're very easy to very easy to patch, very easy to fix, so that whenever you're putting your stuff up, you can start making that house your own. So expect a surprise. Now, one big thing that you do want to be very, very conscientious of and have a great conversation with your real estate agent about is looking for any kind of hazardous waste materials. And a hazardous waste material that I'm referring to that's common to homeowners right now, or if they left any oil behind, any paint behind that's not going to go to the house, or maybe it's bad paint, any kind of things that you can't just dispose of by throwing it in the trash legally, you want to get that done. You want to make sure that you talk to your real estate agent, call that listing agent up, and have that seller remove those hazardous waste items so that it's not your issue, because whenever you close on this house just became yours, and everything inside of it and around it is now yours too. Welcome home, right? So if you have any questions about this video, I'm going to put my contact information up. Again, if you need help finding a top agent where you live, or simply want to drop me a line and say hi, I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now, like this video, and share this video around with someone you know it's going to be able to help. In between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Thank you for watching.